It is Friday, April 17th, and I need some nail repair. Can you hear that? Scratchy. Well, I'm going to play through this one with a scratched up nail today. Wow. Okay, hang on. It sounds like big tree trucks are coming. Okay. Moving on. Fun week, at least for me at Totally Guitars this week, because, oh, this is going to sound terrible, but after many years we of course got to this. I can't even, oh, you know what, I'm just not even going to be able to play today. Ignore it. Hopefully this is not coming through on the camera, how bad my nail sounds right now. I want to talk about a few really things that are important to me. But first I'll give you a little rundown on what happened this week, because it turns out we've had a couple Beatles songs lately, and I think they both came out on Mondays. Maybe Monday is going to become Beatles Day. I got a few more Beatles tunes that I'm kind of dying to do. That might be one of them. I'm not really sure where we're going just yet. I want to thank Vanessa for her lesson on Iron and Wine, Flightless Bird, American Mouth. That is a, again, nice little diversion into something I didn't really see coming. I love it. And what else did we have? We had Ron. I want to thank Ron for, oh, Ron's doing something really cool this week. But I want to thank him for contributing to the Fly on the Wall series and letting us drop in on his lessons, where we've been working on chords by number. You know, it was sort of revolved around House at Pooh Corner, but anyway, this week, or tomorrow, going to Ron's house for a house concert with Dave Nachmanoff. So if, I think it's sold out, I'm not sure, but more on that later if it materializes. And what else? There was one more song I had to talk about. Oh, we had Beatles, Here, There, and Everywhere, and of course Cavatina. And it, you know, I guess I want to thank Rod, who kept like pushing me to do this. And it was a song I just sort of was kind of afraid to get into, and I'm not really sure why. I think it's just the general insecurity of playing classical guitar pieces on steel string guitar. I know, you can't imagine that I really have that. I don't, but it was just a thought that crossed my mind. But I know there are a lot of people out there that are going to be working on that. We'll have that spread out over the next, we'll get some more segments of that coming up soon as they materialize. I have to get back to work on it. I didn't get a chance to finish it. And let's see, some things going on the forum that I wanted to talk about. One is a great thread that Chris started about your progress log. I'd love for people to weigh in on that and kind of give us a little report of how life has changed since you've been at Totally Guitars, or how that doesn't have to be so much about life as much as just about your you know, your guitar playing, your musical life. So hopefully it didn't cause like divorces or anything like that. And anyway, so Chris, thanks for coming up with that. And that kind of reminds me of a, well, I say this, I'm going to pose this, but by the time you see this news, I will probably have this up. But I'm really curious, speaking of Beatles, to hear people's stories about the Beatles and how they maybe influenced their lives, or you know, what they meant to you. And you know, most people, I have kind of a funny, there was a time in high school where I had to put them down, and it was because one of my good friends was always harping on how great they were, and all I ever wanted to do was argue with him. So I had to take the other side and say, yeah, they're not so great, they're not so great, and which I totally didn't believe, but it was, I had to, I don't know, carry this side of the argument with Jim. And and I haven't seen him since high school, so oh yes I have. Well, never mind. So I'm sure he feels that I've come around from the dark side, but I was never really on the dark side. It was just fun to argue with him. So, oh, I should show you, oh, they're nowhere near here. I have a couple of cool drawings, pencil drawings that he did, that is found in the baddie. Okay, never mind. So I'll save that for a different topic. But anyway, so the forum thread that I will have started by the time you see the news, because I'm going to do that as soon as I finish this, is to hear your stories about what they meant to you. You know, I know many guitar players started playing guitar because of them. I was a little behind that bandwagon, being only like 8 when they hit the stage here, or hit the States, and but they were still, I still remember playing with some of the other students of Bill Monday's. Not Do You Want to Know a Secret? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we were trying to play it, and it had a bunch of bar chords in it, and I thought, man, this is... I remember that was the last time that's the main thing I can remember about struggling with the guitar. So I was playing that when I was probably 11 years old or so, 10 or 11, and it was you know, working on these quick bar chord changes from G sharp minor to F to G minor to F sharp minor, and somewhere along the line that may have been the song that put me over the edge as far as feeling comfortable with them. I hope that was the case. Anyway, let's see. I had 2 or 3 more things I was going to talk about. I'm loving all the uploads that John is putting up. It is very cool to see. Oh, I gotta. No, I'm not going to do that right now. But I got a couple of comments and hints of things that could improve some of those tunes a little bit. So I'll try to gather those thoughts and bring them out a little bit later. Let's see. There's one more thing I was going to tell you about. Oh, so Saturday night here we had about 12 people, counting 2 non-playing people here at the house, and to play in front of each other, guitar night or something. We got to come up with a good name for it. It might be that, but and a few of them were people you have seen if you've seen any fly on the wall things. Actually, 5 of them. Oh my gosh, 5 of them are fly on the wall people. Sandy was here, Fred was here with his wife Darla, and Ron Blue was here, and Chris was here and played a Dynamite version. What did he play? Played a great version of The Last Steam Engine Train, and then a pretty cool version of, and really cool, something we worked on. It was the theme from Game of Thrones, and he put up the 3rd fret, played some artificial harmonics. Anyway, we'll have to see if we have some really raw video from that, just the camera up in the corner showing almost the whole room. So I don't know if any of that's going to be shareable. I guess I'd have to check with everybody who played something, because most of the, you know, this is something that people don't do very often, is get a chance to play in front of a group of people. Now, this is a huge part of what we do, of course, at camp, is you know, people get up and play in front of each other, and it really is a good experience, even though it can be very traumatic at first. So let's see. And then we had, let's see, who else was here that, let's see, you wouldn't know them or them or them. Rebecca was here, played a few tunes, my daughter Rebecca, and she did a cool duet with Fred. Now that one I might have to bust out of the tape. The tape's like 3 hours long though, so it's a bit of a processing problem. Not tape really, it's on a chip nowadays. But and the surprise guest of the night was, we had somebody that you have seen here at TG, another fly on the wall contributor, except I think only once, and that was Chan. So Chan Hood was here from Pennsylvania, really on a business trip, and he was hoping to get in for a lesson. So he contacted me earlier in the week and said I think we tentatively talked about doing something on Friday. And then he got a hold of me Wednesday or Thursday and said, hey, I can't do Friday, we're just getting in that night. Any chance you could do Saturday night? And under normal circumstances I could, because I don't do much on Saturday nights, you know. Go bowling maybe. No, too hard on the knees. Standing up that long. Anyway, so I said, oh, well, I can't do Saturday night because I've got people coming over here for a little open no mic night. And but why don't you join us? So sure enough, he did. Ran through a little bit of So we played a little Stormy Monday, and that was pretty cool. Sang it, got the lyrics going, and all that. I think that's the end of my report for guitar night. Talked about everything else I wanted to, and I got to go work on that nail. But maybe I can play through it with something. Oh, let me think. I haven't done that in a while. Ooh, in years. I'm kind of making a plan to start putting out some of the instrumental arrangements I've done of Beatles tunes. Hopefully everybody out there has my recording of that, or at least the MP3 version that is available someplace here on the site. You gotta find the audio library. Well, anyway, if you have heard some of my Beatles arrangements and want to see me do things of them, comment on that. Let's get that list going too of which instrumental arrangements might be the funnest to play. Okay, till next week. That's the news.